Hello, freshman seminar students. This is Nancy Greco, the college archive librarian. I hope you enjoyed exploring some of the artifacts from the college archive. Did you come up with a possible scenario for what happened with Joseph Kessner and the Student Board of Administration here at St. John Fisher College in the spring of 1968? So, if you guessed that Joseph Kessner and the SBA led a protest, you were right, and here's how we know. And April 5th of that year, the Pioneer College newspaper ran this story on the front page. And here's a photograph of students marching. And at the head of that line is Joseph Kessner right here. And SBA, the headline reads, SBA lifts grievances, leads march, students march and protest. So it reads that 410 Fisher students staged a mock funeral for the student government system in protest of allegedly oppressive school administrative policies. And in the inside of that same newspaper, it will show you a picture of the students actually standing around their cardboard coffin. Here they are right there. Okay, and this article says that the funeral cortege moved to a shallow grave behind the college's gymnasium, and the pallbearers lowered the black cardboard casket into a hole. Okay. Also, the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle, the local newspaper, ran a story as well. And here is the photograph from their newspaper, and you can see the protesters marching. The coffin is right there, and the Carney building's right behind. And the caption reads, St. John Fisher College students parade across campus carrying a coffin symbolizing the death of student government. They also interview Father Lavery, and they say that Father Lavery, who watched the hour-long protest from his office, said that student grievances would be given a hearing and that he was confident that student administration differences can and will be worked out. So you might have predicted that there was a protest given the language and the documents that you had the opportunity to read, and also given what you know about the 1960s. It wouldn't be impossible for you to come up with this conclusion. However, drawing a conclusion about Joseph Kessner and his character would be more difficult because we all have different opinions about what Joe did and how he went about doing it. Some of you might have admired him for what he did, and some of you might have thought him maybe arrogant or rude, and you can find evidence for both of those things. It took us 2 years to piece this story together, and what was difficult is that Joseph's letter to Father Lavery was the first piece of evidence that we found, and it was undated. So we couldn't pinpoint a time period where we could make an investigation about what was going on. So if your group decided that you would do a Google search on Joseph Kessner, that's exactly what we ended up doing. So we typed in Joseph Kessner, St. John Fisher College, and we found this. This is a House joint resolution from the state of Virginia honoring Joe upon his death in 2005. According to this document, Joe served 2 years in the Vietnam War. He got a law degree from Fordham University, and he spent many years as the Attorney General for the state of Virginia. Among other things, the resolution also states that he graduated from Fisher in 1968. So once we knew when Joe was here, we were able to track down quite a bit of information. And here's an entire file of information from SBA from the years 1967 through 69. So a lot of things happened. And in fact, Joe and the SBA got the administration's attention and did change some things, right? So they were able to change the dress code to be more relaxed. Students were given seats on some committees on campus so they could voice their opinions about important issues here on campus. And of course, you probably have learned that freshman orientation was changed, similar to the orientation that you just recently experienced. So I hope you enjoyed your adventure using your critical thinking skills to piece together the story of Joseph Kessner and the students from 1968. I wish you all great success here at Fisher and beyond.